Even the mega liberal John Fetterman agrees Donald Trump is a force to be reckoned with and the Democrats are in trouble. You guys have got to check this out.
These guys want to instill fear. They want to tell you that just get over it. It's a fact of life. This is the way it is. She simply has said it doesn't have to be this way. We can't afford 4 more years of this.
You're in the White
Tim
House
Walz
now.
sounding like he took a page from the Trump campaign yesterday as he told Pennsylvania voters, we can't afford 4 more years of this.
The embarrassing gaffe hitting in the state's ultimate swing county, where Politico argues, quote, it's likely Walz will have more luck turning out the base in the blue trending suburbs here than trying to sway working class men in the county that is a mix of historically Democratic cities and small town suburbs and deep red rural stretches.
Our next guest knows all about the importance of this crucial swing state. Pittsburgh-based columnist Selena Zito joins us now. Good morning, Selena.
Good morning.
It strikes us, we're talking about this morning, that there's this balance they're trying to strike, the Harris-Walz campaign, of appearing as though they are hope and fresh and change and something new, and painting Donald Trump as the incumbent, but also cloaking themselves in experience. Hey, you know, I've been vice president. Also, Tim Walz trying to appeal to, you know, blue-collar men, but it seems to be the biggest appeal is with deep blue voters.
Yeah, absolutely. So the working class vote is up for grab in Pennsylvania. And, you know, Donald Trump did that really, really well in 2016. But Joe Biden was able to take just enough away in 2020 mainly because of his Pennsylvania roots. And so they are the voters that have hurt the most in this economy. They're the ones that drive the most. So the gas prices have impacted their family. The costs have impacted their family. And I think there's a blind spot among the Democratic strategists and among a lot of reporters is that they think of the working class as only white. And that's not true. Working class Hispanic and working class Black voters vote very much the same. They don't vote along race. That has changed under Trump. They now sort of vote shoulder to shoulder because they live in the same communities and they're having the same experiences. So I think, to Politico's point, Walz would probably be better served in trying to gin up the vote in maybe Montgomery County or Chester County, and not in Lehigh or Berks or Northampton or Luzerne, where there's more of a working class and rural voter concentration.
Their way of thinking is just so toxic. They give assumptions that the working class is only really white people. How about you actually judge Americans by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin? Most Americans don't give a dang what color you are. You could be purple. But it just seems like they are hammering down on this because they want us all divided. They don't want us to just sit back and look at each candidate for their policy and policy only because they know they would get absolutely smoked. Like, how many people have you heard say they're only voting for Kamala because she's Indian or she's Black? Just think about how uninformed and uneducated a voter has to be to only strictly vote for somebody because of something so silly like that. But that's what they're relying on, and they're hoping most Americans just don't pay much deep attention to what's actually going on. Maybe I'm crazy, but I would rather have more money in my pockets, safer streets, and no wars going on overseas, rather than just pick somebody because they're African American.
In class vote and how they vote shoulder to shoulder and not along racial lines. I think Tim Walz appeals more to those ladies with the masks that were scolding people in grocery stores than he does to any of those men who put on boots to go to work in the morning. I want to talk to you. I want to show you this clip from Fetterman, from Senator Fetterman, about talking about Trump's assassination and its impact on voters in Pennsylvania. Listen.
Trump has created a special kind of a hold within the corner, and he's remade the party, and he has a special kind of place in Pennsylvania, and I think that only deepened after that first assassination attempt. I also want people to understand, you know, and it's not science, but there's energy and there's kinds of anger on the ground in Pennsylvania, and people are very committed, and Trump is going to be strong, and that's we have to respect that.
Selena, I found that to be so interesting because I think that people are seeing Donald Trump is willing to risk his life. His voters are saying he's willing to risk his life to, run and change the country and make America great again. I'm not going to be afraid to tell my neighbor or put a sign in front of my house or finally stand up and say how I feel. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, and Fetterman, I've covered him since 2005, the first time that he ran for mayor in Braddock, and he won by one absentee vote, right? And he's always been sort of the guy who goes off what the Democrats would call the reservation in terms of speaking the truth about things. He's always been very blunt. And in 2016, if you go back and look at an interview I did with him, he understood that bond between the Trump and the voters. He understood, and we talked about that. He goes, look, it's very real, and my party really needs to pay attention to this. And so he has understood that for 8 years. I'm not shocked to hear him say that. And there has been that sense since Trump was shot here in my home state that, I mean, I don't mean to put it so crassly, but he took a bullet, I can put a sign out, or I can wear my hat. There's less fear of showing where your support is than there has been in previous years.
Agreed.
Selena Zito.
Always going to check in with you, Selena.
Yeah, really
always insightful.
The reason the assassination attempt had such an impact on the average voter is because it brought us back to the olden days when the person who would lead your country was the one leading the charge when you were in war. This is Julius Caesar type stuff. If somebody is willing to put their own life on the line, then it inspires others to do the exact same because it's a cause worth fighting for. I don't think there has been a president in the last 100 years with the tenacity that Donald Trump has and the willingness to see this cause to the end no matter what happens. Like when he put his fist in the air, I thought I was seeing a scene out of Braveheart or something. He's willing to go to hell and back, toe to toe with these people, just for our sake. That is inspiring. They've already tried taking this man out twice, and I don't reckon they will stop. But I'll tell you what, Donald Trump is a man on a mission, and he will not be stopped. This is more than a man. This is a movement. We have not seen one of this magnitude since 1776. We are living through some crazy times right now, but I'll tell you what, there's no man I would rather rally behind. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. And let me know, were any of you guys a Trump hater, but then after seeing the assassination attempts on him, that swung you to his side? Let me know. I'd love to hear that. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.